Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another course vlog. We're back out here at Miles Square Park Golf Course, and this is the classic course. Beautiful old school layout. Been here since 1969. One of my local munis. Let's go attack it. If you're here new to the channel, please click the subscribe button. I'd love to have you back here week after week. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We'll see you out there on the first hole. Here we go. Miles Square Park Golf Course. Sadly, this 36-hole facility has just been cut down to 18, and this here, the classic course, is the remaining 18 holes that you will be able to play. Well, let's see what we got left. The first hole here, avoid those double bunkers off the fairway. It's a little crested fairway, a little bit of a blind shot up and over that crest, down to the flat of the fairway and onto the green here. Mostly elevated greens here are going to be protecting this course. It is an old school parkland course, so not too much trouble if you can keep it down the corridors of these very tall and mature trees. And that first drive was right down Main Street here. A beautiful cut off the left-hand side here, just barely in the rough on the left-hand side. Just trying to get a little finessed sand wedge all the way back to that back flag, but I just didn't quite finesse it quite enough. Left it here on the front of the green and just got to lag something down there for a nice comfy tap-in par to start the day. So this here is the classic course, right? And every time I play here, I've always wondered how many other courses around the country and probably around the world have the name of the classic course or something of the sort. How about you? You got a course near you that's called the classic course or the classic club or something of the sort? Comment down below. I want to see if we can find an accumulation of these all around. It'd be kind of cool. Here on the second hole, it's one of the longer and more difficult par 4s that you're going to face. There's only one bunker off the right-hand side of the driving area, but it is pinched by a lot of trees, and sitting here at over 400 yards from the blue tees, it's going to take a poke off the tee to give yourself a look into this green. Now, this is a little bit more severe green than you're going to see on the golf course. It is severely sloped from back to front, and I'm facing a front hole location this time. So distance control is paramount coming into this hole if you want to be able to sink a putt. And as you see here, did not leave myself the proper angle into the hole. This is a slippery one down the hill for birdie. Now, I wouldn't quite call that a comfy tap-in par, but it's a par nonetheless. Back-to-back pars to start the day, and we're on to the third par 4 that we're going to see. The shortest of the bunch here at 383 from the blue tees. It's a little bit of a dogleg around that bunker on the left-hand side, and mostly around the bank of trees that protect that bunker. If you're in that bunker, it's a borderline chip-out hazard. It's pretty nasty being surrounded by those big pine trees. More and more trees have been falling over the years to kind of open up the approach into this green, and the false front is going to come and play if you have a front hole location, but thankfully we're facing a flag right smack in the middle. Now, unfortunately, that tee shot went dead left, right over the trees and onto the next fairway. Facing that 100-yard shot, don't mind my reaction, because this was a golf shot.
Oh, it could have gone in the hole. Damn, dude. Shit. Well, when I said it was close, it was really close.
Oh my God, almost jarred it from the opposite fairway for eagle. But hey, that's a comfy tap-in birdie, and we are down to 1 under par and facing a very, very reachable par 5 here. A big, wide open fairway off the tee. Those bunkers down the right are pretty shallow, so if you're in them, they're not too much trouble. And we've had a lot of trees fall down the right-hand side, really opening up this driving area significantly. Now, coming into the green, you're going to have some approach bunkers on the right, going to catch up any other slices you're hitting in. And that lake is actually filled for the time I was playing this golf course. I can't tell you how many times I've played here and I think I've seen that lake filled 3 times in my lifetime. So it's pretty unique actually seeing water in that lake. It's still a hazard though, nonetheless, and it's gonna come in play into the par 5 if you're coming in 2. Now, I felt like the driver was really feast or famine today. The cut was working, but as was the double cross. So luckily I got this one to cut. It went right down the middle, and I had some wind behind me here. So nice 330 yards off the tee. And going to take my 8-iron here, typically my 170 club, and it kind of went the right distance into a back hole location. I did not want to go long. I was really playing for the middle of the green there. Tugged it a little bit, and I was off here on the hill. Did not hit a good chip shot, and tried to follow it up with a great chip shot.
Go in, go in, go in, go in! Come on!
But it wasn't quite great enough. Another little par, and we're on to the first par 3 of the day. Now, almost all the par 3 here are generally the same distance, kind of mid-length par 3s. This one's 180 yards to a very elevated green. It's going to have a false front to it as well, and today with the front hole location, that false front is going to come wickedly into play, but not so much the bunkers left and right unless you're hitting it longer than the hole location intended.
5 yards of cut, please.
I was even trying to get my mid-irons to cut, and they weren't quite cutting. Just a little bit of a tug here, and I was going to putt it, though, from the fringe all the way down the hill, and you can see how much this ball really got away from me heading down the hill and underneath the camera. Had to move it back a little bit to show you this 5 or 6 footer coming back up the hill, and these things are really the type of putts that can hold your rounds together. Especially coming off that birdie on 3, I kind of missed my opportunity with the birdie on the par 5, and rolling in that par putt, I kind of got a little bit of momentum back, feeling into this very tough driving hole, easily the #1 handicap, the toughest par 4 you're going to see. It faces right back into the ocean breeze. The ocean's only about, it's less than 5 or 10 miles away as the crow flies here, straight back on the direction we're going right now. So there's always a breeze in your face on this hole, so it plays well over an adjusted 400 yards. Doesn't need any fairway bunkers off the tee with the lake down the left. It wraps around that tree as well, and you're coming into a very, very skinny green. So just to show you how I'm kind of trying to find my swing here, I set that one up for a draw, and it barely drew down the right-hand side, still left me in the right-hand rough here. And because I was playing back into that breeze, 100 yards, I played up with my 120 club, just trying to chip it down under the breeze. Got the distance correct, but just tugged it a little bit onto the skinny green, so I was on the fringe here. And this was a very slippery putt that I just let get away from me a little bit. I don't like leaving putts over about 2 to 3 feet. I mean, who really does, to be honest? Because you face putts just like that. The 5-footer that just doesn't drop, and boom, a 3-putt bogey sends me back down to even par. Now, the last par 4 on the front 9 is the shortest one that we're going to see on the entire 9 as well. Only 360 here from the blue tees. That fairway bunker probably won't come into play if you're playing the blue tees. You're probably hitting it further than that all day long. And coming into the green, this is another skinny green from the entrance, but as it kind of plateaus to the back of the green, it does widen out a lot further back behind those bunkers. Today we're facing a back hole location as well, so we're going to have to deal with those bunkers 100%. Now, here's that dreaded double cross I talked about. You aim left, and it goes further left. It's no bueno. I'm chasing this driver a little bit today, but luckily, I am leaving it in just about the perfect location every time. That tree was kind of in my way. I had to chip it underneath, but I was able to chip it here onto the front of the green and have somewhat of a look at it here for birdie. It's a little bit far away, but you know what? After being in the trees and 3-putting the last hole, a nice comfy tap-in par is really what we were looking for here. Alrighty, so onto the 8th hole here, another 175-yard par 3. the water down the left, now it's there, and the bank in between the green and the water will kind of kick a ball down into the water, but realistically speaking, it's way over there, not really protecting the green. This is just another narrow green, really protected by that bunker on the right-hand side a lot more. And with this front hole location, you just got to get your distance correct and hopefully not leave it in the Kikuya just short. Luckily, I nailed that 7-iron properly back into this slight breeze, leaving it pin high left and a very makeable birdie chance.
Oh my God.
Boy, oh boy, what a missed opportunity that putt was. Another tap in par. We're on to the last par 5 and the last hole here on the front 9. Now, this par 5 is a lot longer than the first, but as we spun back around here with the direction, we're going to have that ocean breeze right behind us. And as is the theme with kind of the rest of the golf course, a lot of the trouble is off to the right-hand side, really catching that right-hand golfer's slice. No fun, especially if you hit the slice. This is another bunker here. This is going to be catching any of your layup slices. As you see, we fly right over the 150-yard marker into the green. And coming into the green, there is plenty to deal with. And most importantly, you got the parking lot long. So if you really hit it bad, you're sending it right into your own windshield. Not ideal. This drive was heading right, a little bit of a push off the tee here, but there was plenty of room down the right-hand side, and I had a big number here, about 250 yards to the hole. This 4-iron typically goes 235 yards for me, and I figured with any kind of a breeze behind me, it would definitely get to the green with the middle hole location. I smoked it, landed pin high left of the hole, 30 feet for eagle, and maybe... oh, maybe it can. Nope. I still can't make an eagle on camera for you all. Sooner or later, we'll get one of those to go. I don't know when. I don't know how. But it still hasn't happened. Hey, thank you all for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you again next week for 9 more holes. Please don't forget to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Later.